Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of English Over Tea. Listen and speak. I'm Anna.
And I'm Dan. I don't have tea today, Anna. I actually have a massive coffee because, let's just say my morning didn't exactly go according to plan.
Oh no, what happened? You look a little, frazzled?
Frazzled is a good word for it. Okay, last night I stayed up way too late watching this documentary about, I don't even know, deep sea squids? Don't ask. Anyway, I forgot to set my alarm. I thought I set it for 6:30 a.m., but I actually set it for 6:30 p.m.
Oh, Dan, that is a classic mistake. So you just slept through the whole morning?
Pretty much. I finally opened my eyes and saw the sun was really high in the sky. I panicked, I jumped out of bed, tripped over my rug, and realized I was supposed to be in a meeting in 10 minutes. I didn't even have time to brush my teeth before I started my computer. It was a total mess.
That sounds like a nightmare. But it's funny because we do these things every single day, right? We have this rhythm. Even when we mess up, we're usually following a set of steps.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a cycle. And that's actually what we're chatting about today. We're diving into the world of daily routines. You know, the stuff we do from the second we wake up until we finally hit the pillow at night.
It's such a great topic for our A2 learners because honestly, if you can describe your day, you can talk to anyone. It's the bread and butter of conversation. So Dan, let's start with the basics. You mentioned you woke up and then jumped out of bed. In English, those are actually two different things, right?
Right. So wake up is just when your eyes open. You know, you stop sleeping. You might still be under the covers, feeling cozy, but get up, that's the hard part. That's when you actually stand up and leave the bed.
Exactly. I'm the kind of person who wakes up at 7, but I don't get up until maybe 7:15. I like to stay in bed for a few minutes to, gather my thoughts for the day ahead.
Oh, I wish I could do that. I usually hit the snooze button at least 3 times. For our listeners out there, what about you? Are you an early bird who jumps right out of bed, or do you need a few minutes to scroll through your phone first? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear about your morning eyes.
Morning eyes. I love that. So after I finally get up, the first thing I do is head straight to the bathroom. I wash my face with cold water. It really helps me wake up. And then I brush my teeth. It's a habit, I do it for exactly 2 minutes every single morning.
2 minutes. Wow, you're very disciplined. I'm usually just stumbling around trying to find a clean towel. But yeah, washing the face is huge. And then, for me, it's all about the shower. I usually take a quick shower, maybe 5 minutes, just to get the blood flowing.
A quick shower is key. If I stay in there too long, I'll never leave the house. And then, of course, there's the big decision, what to wear. I usually get dressed in something comfortable but professional since I work in an office.
Since I work from home mostly, getting dressed sometimes just means putting on a cleaner pair of sweatpants. But if I have a video call, I'll put on a nice shirt. It's all about looking good from the waist up, right?
The remote work routine, that's so true. But even if you're staying home, it feels better to get out of your pajamas, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. It makes me feel ready to embrace the day. If I stay in my PJs, I just want to go back to sleep.
So true. And speaking of getting ready, I have a dog, so my routine involves a bit more than just me. I have to feed the cat. Well, I have a cat too. And then I take my dog for a short walk before I even think about my own breakfast.
Oh, that's right. You've got the whole pet parent routine going on. That's a lot of responsibility before coffee.
It really is, but it gets me moving. So we've talked about waking up, getting up, the bathroom stuff, and getting dressed. It sounds simple, but there are so many little steps we take.
For sure. Hey, listeners, we want to know what is the very first thing you do after you get out of bed. Do you stretch your arms? Do you check your messages? Or maybe you go straight for the coffee machine? Tell us your first step of the day.
I bet a lot of people say coffee, but before we get to the food and the caffeine, we should probably talk about how we prepare for the rest of the day. Like packing a bag or checking the weather.
Oh, yeah. I always check the weather on my phone while I'm still in my bathrobe. I need to know if I need an umbrella or a heavy coat. There's nothing worse than leaving the house and realizing it's freezing.
Totally. I usually pack my bag the night before, but sometimes I'm lazy and have to do it in the morning. I make sure I have my keys, my wallet, and my phone. The holy trinity of things you can't leave without.
Exactly. Keys, wallet, phone. I do the same check every time I walk out the door. It's like a little dance.
It really is. Okay, so we've made it through the very first part of the morning. We're awake, we're clean, and we're dressed, but I'm starting to feel a little hungry just thinking about it. I am starving just thinking about it. So let's talk about the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Dan, you said you have a massive coffee, but do you actually eat anything or is it just caffeine for you?
Oh, I definitely eat. I'm a big fan of toast with jam. It's quick, it's sweet, and it goes perfectly with my coffee. Speaking of coffee, I like to call it my cup of joe. It's just a fun way to say a cup of coffee. I feel like I can't really embrace the day until I've had that first sip.
Embrace the day. I love that expression. It's like you're ready to hug the morning. For me, I usually have a bowl of cereal and maybe some fruit, like a banana or an apple. And Dan, a lot of my students ask me, should I say eat breakfast or have breakfast?
That's a great question. Honestly, you can use both. You can say I eat breakfast, but saying I have breakfast or I'm having coffee sounds really natural in English. We use have for almost all meals and drinks. I'll have a sandwich, I'm having tea, it works for everything.
Exactly. It's very versatile. Now, I have a confession. While I'm having my tea and cereal, I'm usually doing something else. I'm a multitasker. I sit at the table and I scroll through social media.
Don't worry, Anna, you're not alone. I think everyone does that now. I usually check my messages and maybe look at the news on my phone while I'm eating my toast. It's how I see what's happening in the world before I leave the house.
It's a hard habit to break. Hey, listeners, let's take a quick pause. We want to know, what does your breakfast look like? Are you a coffee and toast person like Dan, or do you prefer something bigger like eggs and bacon? And be honest, do you check your phone while you eat? Tell us in the comments.
I bet there's some healthier listeners out there eating green smoothies and doing yoga while we're over here scrolling through TikTok. But okay, once the food is gone and the dishes are in the sink, it's time to actually get ready to leave.
Right. And for me, that means I have to pack my bag. I make sure my laptop is in there along with my notebooks and usually a snack for later. If I don't pack a lunch, I end up spending too much money at the cafe near work.
That's a pro tip right there. I usually pack a lunch too. It's much cheaper than buying it. I'll throw a sandwich and an apple into a bag and I'm good to go. But before I head out the door, I have to do the essential check.
Oh, I know this one. Is it the keys, wallet, phone check?
Every single time. I grab my things, my keys, my phone, my wallet, and my laptop, and then I'm finally ready to head out. Heading out is just another way to say I'm leaving the house to start my journey.
I love that phrase, head out. It sounds so much more, adventurous. I'm heading out to the office, even if the office is just down the street.
Exactly. It sounds like a mission. So once you head out, you have your commute. Now, for our beginners, a commute is just the trip you take from your home to your work or school every day. Anna, what's your commute like?
Well, I don't drive. I usually walk to the bus stop, which is about 5 minutes from my house. Then I wait for the bus. It usually arrives at the same time every morning, but sometimes it's a little late.
Ugh, waiting for the bus in the cold is the worst.
It can be, but I use that time to listen to music or a podcast, just like this one. The bus ride itself takes about 20 minutes to get to the center of the city.
Oh, that's not bad at all. When we talk about time, we often use the phrase, it takes me. Like, it takes me 10 minutes to walk to the station, or it takes me an hour to drive to work. It's a super useful way to describe your day.
It really is. It helps people understand your schedule. For me, it takes about 30 minutes total from the moment I leave my door until I arrive at my office. Dan, what about you? You said you work from home sometimes, but what if you have to go into the city?
If I have to go into the office, I usually drive, but I hate traffic jams. If the traffic is bad, it can take me 45 minutes. If the roads are clear, it only takes 20. I usually listen to some high-energy music to keep me awake while I'm driving.
I can imagine you drumming on the steering wheel. Listeners, we're curious about your journey. How do you get to work or school? Do you take the bus, drive a car, or maybe you're lucky and you can walk? And the big question, how long does it take you? Is it a quick 5 minutes or a long hour? Let us know.
I'm always jealous of the people who say they walk. It's such a nice way to start the day. Anyway, once I arrive at work, or once I finally sit down at my desk at home, the real work routine begins.
That's where the day really starts to pick up speed. You go from the quiet morning at home to the hectic energy of the office.
Hectic is the perfect word for it. It means very busy and maybe a little crazy. And the first thing I do when I sit down is, you guessed it, I check my emails.
Oh, the endless emails. I think that's a universal part of every daily routine now, no matter where you live. But before we get too deep into work, I think I need another sip of tea. Much better. Okay, so let's get down to business. Once I'm at the office, I usually arrive a little early to prepare the classroom, or well, in my case, my workspace, and organize my materials. My workday officially starts at 9 a.m. Dan, do you have a specific time you start work?
I try to start work around 9 too, but since I'm at home, sometimes my office is just the kitchen table. The first thing I do is turn on my computer. Then, the dreaded part, I check my emails.
Oh, I'm the same. First, I check my emails to see if there's anything urgent. Then I look at my schedule for the day. As the day progresses, I carry on with my daily tasks. For me, that usually means sitting at my desk and working on my computer for a few hours.
It's a lot of desk time, isn't it? I'm often writing reports or answering messages from clients. And then there are the meetings. I have meetings with my colleagues to talk about work. Sometimes they're online meetings, which means I have to make sure my background looks okay.
Survivor of another meeting that could have been an email, right? My coworkers are really nice though, so we usually have short meetings where we help each other out. But sometimes, Dan, I get swamped with work.
Swamped, that's a great word for our listeners. It means you have so much work to do that you feel like you're sinking in it. If I'm swamped at work, I might even forget to take a break.
Oh, you have to take a break. I usually take a short coffee break around 10 a.m. I have a chat with my coworkers about what we watched on TV last night or our weekend plans. It's a nice time to relax and laugh a little.
That sounds very social. Hey listeners, we have a question for you. What is your job, or what are you studying? When you're at work or school, do you spend most of your time sitting at a desk, or are you moving around? And be honest, do you think meetings are boring or interesting? Let us know in the comments.
I bet we have a mix of students and professionals. For the students listening, your routine might be a bit different. You probably arrive at school, greet a teacher, and say hello to your friends. Then you sit on your chair and listen to the teacher carefully.
I remember those days, writing in a notebook, counting numbers, or maybe drawing a picture if it was an art class. University students like Emma, who we sometimes hear about, go to the library to study or finish their homework between classes.
Exactly. But whether you're working or studying, there's one time of day everyone looks forward to: lunchtime.
Yes, at around noon or 1 p.m., it's finally time to eat. Anna, are you a bring your lunch person or a go out to eat person?
I'm a bring food from home person. I usually pack a lunchbox with something like rice, vegetables, and chicken, or maybe a sandwich and an apple. I go to the break room or the kitchen to eat with my coworkers.
That's very healthy. I often have a sandwich or a salad at my desk if I'm busy, but if the weather's nice, I like to go outside and buy something small, like a salad, and eat in the park. It feels good to get some sunshine.
It really does. But before I even touch my food, I always make sure to wash my hands carefully. It's an important habit, especially in a busy office or hospital.
For sure. And after we eat, we have to clean up, right? I usually clean my spot and throw away my trash. If I'm at home, I'll wash the dishes right away so they don't sit in the sink all day.
You're so much better than me. I sometimes leave the dishes until the evening. But after lunch, I usually feel a bit more focused and ready to go back to work. I might have another cup of tea to keep me going.
I definitely need a second cup of joe in the afternoon. As the afternoon progresses, I try to finish my tasks and wrap things up.
Wrap things up. That means to finish what you're doing so you can leave, right? I start to wrap things up around 5 p.m. I turn off my computer, pack my bag, and say goodbye to my coworkers.
It's such a good feeling to finish for the day, but sometimes if there's an urgent project, I have to work late.
Oh, I hate working late. I prefer to leave on time. But Dan, before we head home, I was thinking about the after-work routine. It's not just about going home and sitting on the sofa, is it?
Not at all. For many people, the afternoon and early evening are the busiest times. You've got errands, exercise, and, well, more chores.
Exactly. The after-work grind, as I like to call it. It's that time when you've finished your job, but your life job is just starting. For me, as soon as it hits 5:30, I wrap things up and head out the door. But before I can even think about my sofa, I usually have to run errands.
Oh, errands are the worst, aren't they? It's like the never-ending to-do list. I usually have to stop at the grocery store to buy food for dinner, or sometimes I have to go to the bank to pay some bills. It feels like I'm still working, just in a different building.
Totally. And then there's the commute home. If the traffic isn't too bad, it takes about 20 minutes to get back. I try to use that time to decompress, just let the stress of the day melt away. Sometimes I listen to music or just think about my day while I look out the bus window.
I'm the same. When I finally get home and take off my shoes, I feel like a new person. But then I look around and realize the household chores are waiting for me. It's like, hello, laundry, my old friend.
Oh, don't even talk to me about laundry. I usually have to do the laundry on the weekends, but sometimes I have to fold the clothes or hang the clothes during the week just to keep up. And then there's sweeping the floor or watering the plants. It never ends.
My room sometimes looks like a tornado went through it if I don't tidy up every day. I have to clean my room and take out the trash every evening, or it just gets overwhelming. Hey listeners, let's have a little complaint session in the comments. What is the one chore you absolutely hate doing? Is it doing the dishes, mopping, or maybe vacuuming? Let us know which one you wish would just disappear.
I bet a lot of people will say dishes. But some people are actually super productive after work. I have a friend who goes to the gym almost every single day at 6 p.m. She says it makes her feel strong and less lazy.
Wow, I admire that. I try to go for a walk or go running in the evening to stay fit, but if I've had a hectic day, I usually just want to relax on the sofa. Although I do walk the dog, that's a non-negotiable part of my routine.
That's true. Pets don't care if you're tired. I have to feed the cat as soon as I walk in, or he starts acting like he's never eaten in his life. And then, of course, there's the evening check-in with family or friends. I often talk with my family about my day or chat with my friends online for a little bit.
It's so important to connect with people after a long day of work. It makes the daily routine feel a bit more human. So, after the errands are done, the chores are finished, and maybe you've worked out or taken a walk, it's finally time for the best part of the evening.
Dinner. I'm usually starving by 7 p.m. I like to cook something simple like pasta or soup. I find cooking helps me feel calm after a busy day at the office.
I'm not much of a chef myself. I usually just whip up a sandwich or some rice and vegetables. But I always make sure to set the table properly. It makes me feel like I'm having a real meal, even if it's just eggs and toast.
Whip up is such a great phrasal verb. It means to make something very quickly. Listeners, what about you? Do you cook dinner every night, or do you prefer to pick up something to eat on the way home? And do you eat with your family at the table, or are you a dinner in front of the TV kind of person? Be honest.
I'm definitely a dinner and a show person. I love to watch a show or watch a movie while I'm eating. It's my time to disconnect from the world for a while.
It really is. But even after dinner, there's that final little hurdle, cleaning up the kitchen and washing the dishes. If I don't do it right away, I know I'll be sad looking at them in the morning.
Side dishes. That should be a band name. But yeah, once the kitchen is tidy, you can finally start to wind down. The day is almost over and the night routine is just around the corner.
I'm already starting to feel sleepy just talking about it. The house is getting quiet and calm, and I'm ready to stop thinking about work and start thinking about my bed. Oh, I am right there with you, Anna. My eyes are starting to feel a bit heavy too. But before we both drift off, we have to talk about that final phase of the day, the night routine. It's how we prepare our bodies and minds to do it all over again tomorrow. Exactly. For me, winding down is a process. I don't just jump into bed and fall asleep immediately. I usually start by heading back to the bathroom to brush my teeth one last time. It's such a strong habit, I feel like I can't sleep if I don't do it. Same here. And as a guy, sometimes I'll shave in the evening if I didn't have time in the morning, though I don't do that every day. But the big thing for me is the shower. I know some people are morning shower people, but I love a warm shower at night to feel fresh and clean in bed. It really helps the stress of the day just wash away. I totally get that. It's so relaxing. After my shower, I dry my hair and then I do my skincare. I remove my makeup, wash my face with warm water, and moisturize. It sounds like a lot of steps, but it's my time for myself. It's important to have those little rituals. Once I'm clean, I change into my pajamas, or PJs as we sometimes call them, and I make sure they're soft and warm. There is no better feeling than putting on a cozy t-shirt after a long, hectic day. The PJs are the best part. And then I do something that I know you'll appreciate, Dan. I set an alarm for the next morning. I usually set it for 7 a.m. so I don't have a morning disaster like yours. Hey, I've learned my lesson. I also set my alarm on my watch now, too. And I also check my phone one last time for any urgent messages, though I really try not to spend too much time on it. It's a hard habit to break, but reading a book is a much better way to relax. I like to read a few pages before I sleep because it helps my mind slow down. Sometimes I even write in my journal to think about my day. I love that. For our listeners who have children, this is usually when the bedtime story happens. It's a great way to spend time with family before the house gets quiet and calm. So true. And finally, it's time to turn off the lights and actually get in bed. I like to pull the blanket over me and just take a deep breath. And then, the best part, you close your eyes and go to sleep. And hopefully you sleep well for 7 or 8 hours so you're ready to embrace the day tomorrow. What a journey! We've gone from the very first alarm to the final good night. Listeners, before we go, we want to know, what is your absolute favorite part of your daily routine? Is it that first sip of coffee in the morning, or is it relaxing on the sofa at night? Tell us in the comments. We really want to hear from you. And since this is the end of our episode, let's do a quick recap of the key verbs we learned today. Great idea. We talked about waking up and getting up. We covered brushing your teeth, taking a shower, and getting dressed. Then we moved to having breakfast, heading out, and the commute to work or school. We discussed checking emails, having meetings, and taking a lunch break. And don't forget the after-work stuff, wrapping things up, running errands, doing chores, and cooking dinner. And finally, winding down, setting the alarm, and going to bed. Phew, that is a lot of English. It really is. But remember, you don't have to master it all at once. Just practice a little every day. Even describing your day out loud while you're alone is great practice. Exactly. Consistency is key. If you enjoyed listening and speaking with us today, please subscribe to English Over Tea, Listen and Speak. Give us a thumbs up and share this episode with your friends who are also learning English. We really appreciate you being here. Every small step counts, and we are so proud of your progress. Keep practicing, stay consistent, and have fun with your English journey. We'll see you soon in the next episode. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye. Goodbye.